Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Christian Cultural Heritage. I'm Dr. Troll, your professor for the course. Normally, we would be meeting online in class, but instead we're meeting online remotely as I am out of the country the first week of class. But this is Christian Cultural Heritage, BI 4311, Section 1, and we normally meet 1110 and HP 108, which we will meet there when I get back after the Martin Luther King holiday, January 20th. We will be meeting in class, Lord willing. But meantime, welcome to class and welcome to the first day of going over the syllabus and course requirements. So greetings, and I will be going through the syllabus and also be looking at Blackboard just to be sure that you know where things are on that. But as you're watching this video, then I know you've gotten to the course content and do have some idea where things are at. But just to review a little bit here, let me just share the screen with you. And so Blackboard, the main things you want to remember, of course, your announcements will be here, and occasionally I'll have some announcements. If you want a copy of the syllabus we're going over today, you'll find that under syllabus and policies. The other main area will be course content, which we'll come to in just a minute. And then there's course calendar here, which is same as in your syllabus, but it's here for you to get to while you're online as well. But the main area being course content, and today, for example, your first week of class will be done remotely. I am in Haiti. I'll be in Haiti at that time, and doing some work with the university there. But hopefully all that will go well, and I'll get back for the following week of class. But so if you click there, you'll see what's needed. And of course, if you've done this one today, then you know that you're doing the work here for Monday. And then Wednesday, you have what video you're supposed to watch and the guidelines for writing your reflective essay on that. And here's where you get your video. And also for Friday, same kind of thing. You have the guidelines for your reflective essays. This will be one reflective essay on multiple videos. You're required to watch 1, 2, and 4, and then of the 6, and then you pick any 2 others, and you might want to pick an area that is more of interest to you, and do those. But the information is there for the first week of class. So this first week we all will be meeting remotely, but I look forward to seeing you on class the following week. Well, I'm going to go over the syllabus now, and let me share the syllabus with you on the screen, so you don't have to be watching me the whole time, but you can go through the syllabus with me here. So we do meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11:10 to 12 normally, and HP 108, as I mentioned earlier. Note here on the first page, you have information on disability service. Our Center for Disability Service is available to anyone, and you can use these contacts to get in touch with them if you need to make use of those. Student access to faculty, this is where you can find the different administrators, chairs of department, deans, and so forth. You can look them up there if you need to get in touch with them. The Academic Center for Excellence, or ACE as they call it, provides academic support to all Faulkner students in all disciplines. And if you want to learn about ACE, you can schedule a face-to-face appointment with a tutor and learn about Tutor Me. And but this is a website for it, and so you're welcome to visit them in Brooks Hall 405. Right, page 2. Purpose of this course is to explore the Christian worldview in light of popular culture and to gain insights into making application of Christian teachings to the graduating seniors' major field of study in the context of the American culture. Course objectives. Upon completion of this course, the students will be able to, 1, demonstrate self-awareness of strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and challenges as they relate to his or her spiritual, professional, and socio-cultural goals. Number 2, discuss the influence of the Christian worldview on American culture and its influence in the student's life and field of study. Describe how a Christian worldview can influence positively one's socio-cultural context and one's particular discipline of study or profession. Number 4, demonstrate critical reading, thinking, and writing skills. There is a lot of reading and writing in this course, but if you keep up, you won't have any trouble, I don't think, in doing that. But we do want you to be critical thinkers in everything you do. Course premise, philosophy, and methodology. This course reaches its didactic goals through the cooperative efforts of the professor or professors and the student. The course premise is that a student learns this material best by written assignments, class discussion, and research that integrates every aspect of the student's learning process. The course philosophy is that a student who participates to the best of his or her abilities in all of these areas will have greater success than the one who does not. The course methodology involves written assignments designed to afford the student every opportunity to demonstrate competence in the basic understanding of issues relative to his or her degree in the context of Christian service. The professor's responsibility is to provide a proper learning environment for the student to succeed, that is, pass, in this particular area of study. The student's responsibilities include, but are not limited to, the successful completion of all assignments. These prepare the student for class participation and his or her class contribution to the material covered in the various sessions. Each student should also take personal initiative to go beyond these assignments, seeking other available data that will, when added to the assignments, give the class a breadth and depth not otherwise available. The basic content outline for this course are as follows. Introduction to Christian cultural heritage. Second, Christianity's global presence in the world. Third, Western thought and religion. Fourth, discerning worldviews in a pluralistic society. Fifth, Christian heritage in the U.S. And sixth, the rise of modern secularism. And seven, Christian engagement of modern secularism. Resources. You do have several required textbooks. The Bible is always good to have at hand. We will be looking at verses on occasions. But particularly you, for your reading assignments, you need Michael Goen and Bartholomew's book, Living at the Crossroads, an Introduction to the Christian Worldview. Os Guinness, The Call, Finding and Fulfilling the Central Purpose of Your Life, and then Alvin Schmidt's book, How Christianity Changed the World. These are available on the online bookstore, although I did notice that Os Guinness, the book they actually have up, is not the version I had asked for. It will work, but when you do the assignment, the reference to a certain question to be asked on chapter 1 may not be in the right location, but I think I have taken care of that by putting the question within the guidelines for how to do that essay. So should be able to use either versions without any problem. If you do have a problem, just let me know and I will get that information to you. Supplementary reading and suggest texts, there are a bunch of them here dealing with various aspects of what we talk about in this class. And in some areas, there are specific books on Christian worldview as regards biology, business, history, literature, music, psychology, and sociology. Course requirements and evaluation, your formal assessments, as we've been talking about this first week of online video reflective essays. So for this first video you're watching now with introduction things, you won't have an essay, but I do want you to email me that you have watched the introductory video and gone over the syllabus, and that if you have any questions or don't have any questions on what we covered in the syllabus. And that way I know that you have watched it, and I can mark you as having attended the first day of class. So please email me, and my email address is in the contact section of Blackboard, or in the syllabus. You'll see it as well. So we're doing the first day of class now, and second day, Wednesday, while I'm gone, each student will access the 20-minute video through the link in Blackboard, as I showed you earlier. And it's titled, "What's Your Worldview?" by James Anderson. And then you'll follow the guidelines for writing a reflective essay on that. And the third day, Friday, same thing. This is on a series of videos, Biblical Christian Worldview. They're very short, 7 minutes approximately each. And there's a guideline for writing up your essay. It's basically one essay with a total of a total of 5 videos that you'll watch. 1, 2, and 4, like I mentioned earlier, are required, and then you pick any other 2, and then just follow those guidelines and you'll be good. But if you have any questions about that, be sure to email me while I'm out of the country. The best way to do that is by email, but I'll be checking my email regularly. Number 2, formal examinations. 2 formal examinations will be administered on dates shown on the course calendar, a midterm and a final. And you'll find that most of these are multiple choice, short answer, and listing. Very rarely true, false, but does happen. But it's mainly over lecture material and your readings. And so I will go over what to expect on those exams before we take them. And all exams and quizzes will be done through Blackboard online and while in class, unless for some reason you have to be out of class at those times. Number 3, interaction paper. This paper requires summaries and interactions with the call, finding and fulfilling the central purpose of your life. Each student will be assigned 2 chapters on which to interact and submit to Blackboard Safe Assign. The guidelines are there, and you'll note that everybody's going to do chapter 1, and then I will assign a second chapter to you, and I will post that in the course content and tell you when you can look and see what your second chapter is. I generally wait a little bit because we get some students coming into class late, and so they're not on my roll right away. 4th, critical engagement papers. This will take place weeks 9 through 15, which will be submitted to Safe Assign and Blackboard. These engagement papers are a minimum of 750 words per paper, and it's engaging with the specific readings from Schmidt's book. And you can look at the course calendar and see which chapters are due when the reflective essays are due, and all of that. There is the 15th week, there is an opportunity to earn extra credit with a 6th paper, and you can earn up to 20 extra points to be added to your final point total, depending on the grade you get for that one. But that's available for if you're looking for some extra points. You will also reflective essays. The final reflective essay is one of the most important assignments you'll have, and it's the capstone assignment and worth 200 points. But it's a reflective essay which you're going to reflect on your own worldview and how it may be incorporated into Christian beliefs. and or ethics into your chosen vocation. Now, I know that I have students in class at times that do not have a Christian worldview, and that's all right. You just will reflect on your worldview and how you can incorporate things from your worldview to make your life fulfilling. Um, so there's no problem in dealing with that. But if you have any questions on that, let me know. Your reading and chapter quizzes, you will note that these begin after a couple weeks in class, and this will be on your textbook, Living at the Crossroads, Introduction to Christian Worldview, and you can see how it's scheduled in the course calendar. For each week that a reading is assigned, there will be an online reading quiz that will be accessible through Blackboard course content tab in quizzes folder. So basically you come to class and the first thing we'll do in class on those days is take the quiz, and those quizzes are timed for 10 minutes. And so you only have 10 minutes to take the quiz online, and then it'll be uploaded to your grades. So once the deadline is passed, quizzes will not be reopened except for extreme circumstances, only with the instructor's permission. And note that the quiz with the lowest grade will be dropped and the 5 highest grades will make up the points for your quizzes. Assignments, information, papers, essay, and all assignments should be submitted to Blackboard Safe Assign on time. So please refer to your due dates. And note that Blackboard Safe Assign is a plagiarism prevention tool that detects unoriginal content in students' paper by identifying areas of overlap between submitted assignments, existing works in their database, or on the web. And so please do your own work. I have had on occasions papers show up that were done in a previous course, and that doesn't really work well. We want you to please do your own work. Late work and extra credit. For late work, assignments must be submitted to the professor on the prescribed due date unless otherwise noted. Assignments will be penalized 10 points for each day they are late. No paper will be accepted if they are turned in more than 3 days after the due date. And I give you until midnight at night to get those papers in of the midnight of the day they're due. But unless prior arrangements have been made with the instructor. Quizzes may not be submitted late unless arrangements are made with the instructor in advance. A student who writes all 6 possible critical engagement papers is able to receive as much as 20 extra credit points, as I mentioned earlier. Informal assessment, summary of the university attendance policy. You may not earn credit for this class if you miss more than 25% of the scheduled class meeting, including all absences for any reason. Scheduled class meetings include meetings for which you are expected to attend in person on the ground and remotely for that matter. So 25% I think is about 7 or 8 class meetings. So keep that in mind. But also remember, you start losing points for not attending. For every class meeting you miss beyond the 2 that I allow, you're out of the 100 points, you're going to start losing 10 points each, and I'll cover that down here further. If you reach or exceed this limit, you will be withdrawn from the class. If you are withdrawn for this reason, you may appeal to remain in the class by contacting the dean of the college offering this course, and you may stay in the class until the appeal is resolved. Your grade will not be negatively affected due to documented excused absences, including absence for illness, family emergencies, university approved events, or events as entered in advance in SOAR, your attendance software, military service, a subpoena for a court appearance or jury duty, natural disaster, or religious holidays, if communicated to the instructor in advance or as soon as reasonably possible. You will be allowed to make up work missed due to documented excused absences. The instructor will set the due date for makeup work or exams, and that date could be prior to the anticipated absence, but generally I find we do it afterwards. Professor's attendance policy. Attendance counts for 100 points of your course grade. 2 unexcused absences will be allowed during the semester. For each additional unexcused absence, 10 points per absence will be subtracted from the student's 100 possible points. Requests that an absence be excused must be made the first class meeting following the absence. And they should enter into SOAR any excused absences for school events. Absence because of illness must be confirmed by a doctor or the school nurse by the following class meeting. So realize that you get 100 points for attending class if you don't miss more than 2, which I allow 2 unexcused. But after that, any unexcused after 2, you lose 10 points. So if you miss 4 classes that are unexcused, 80 points is what's you're gonna receive. Absence and makeup exams when athletic events, course trips, and other official activities conflict with scheduled exams. Students involved should make arrangements to take the exam, if possible, before leaving the campus, but generally I find it's always after. Special makeup exams may be arranged because of serious circumstances, for example, serious illness, illness of student, death in the immediate family, etc. Otherwise, missed exams will be made up by arranging the time with the instructor to take the exam within 4 days of returning to class. I don't want you to wait long to take those exams because your work piles up. Course grading, here's your breakdown. You'll see the online videos, 25 points each for the 2 essays for the first week of class. Then you have interaction paper on the call by Oz Guinness, 50 points. Midterm, 100 points. Final exam, which is comprehensive, 200 points. Your chapter quizzes, 5 below of them, which would add up, if you got a perfect score, to 100. There's 6 of them in all. We dropped the lowest. Critical engagement paper by Schmidt, 5 of them at 40 points each. The final reflective essay, 200 points, and your attendance 100. You can get extra credit for the 6 critical engagement paper, up to 20 points. And at times in the class, I may assign a video or 2 to watch for extra credit or something else. So that sometimes happens as well. Here's your grading scale of the 1,000 points. And of course, you want to try to get as many of those points as you possibly can. But it's straightforward, usual 90 to 100 type of scale, but 900 points to 1,000 an A, 800, 899 a B, and so forth. So keep that in mind. You want to get as many of those points as you possibly can. Here is your course calendar. And you can see it goes week by week. And so your first week here, which is you're going to do remotely, you again have the information of what to cover, and these links, last I checked, they were working, but best place to go is on Blackboard to get to those. And then, of course, week 2, you have Martin Luther King Day and that holiday. But I will be back on this day, January 20th, is Lord willing, if everything goes as planned. And see you then. If anything changes, I will let you know. But right now, that's what the plans are. And you might note your reflective essays are due that day by midnight. So be sure to have those submitted on Blackboard. Then as you go down through the weeks, you'll see over here in italics and bold are the assignments, the days they are due, the interaction paper on the call. And then we start the quizzes on your worldview book, the crossroads there. And you see when those are due and what chapters will be covered. Preface, first chapter on January 29th. February 5th, you have chapters 2 and 3. And so you want to read ahead on these chapters. And it's a very good book, but it does push you to think. So yeah, I would plan to spend some quality time in the reading. You notice on February 19th, there's a Marketplace Faith Forum. Excuse me, class will not meet, but you will be required to attend during to make up for the class time, one of the sessions there, and provide me notes to show so I can check your attendance of having attended class that day. On down here through the crossroads, and of course remember that one of these your lowest will be dropped. Then you have your midterm schedule for March 1, and I will go over what to expect on these before the exam. You also have the course PowerPoint notes available that we go over. And then starting in the 9th week on through to through the 14th week, you begin your readings on how Christianity changed the world, and your critical essay papers on that. So you can see which ones are due: chapters 1 and 2, 3 through 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 9, and so forth. Remember Easter break? This, because of COVID, I think they've changed the schedule to not have a full week this time, but so we can get out early for the semester. So Easter break really is Thursday, Friday. So Friday's April 2nd here for our class. And then we're back in class on April 5th. But that does allow us, they'll have finals April 26th through 29th. We don't know the date for this class yet. But also note the reflective final for an effective essay, besides the final exam, it has the highest points of 200. Will be due. And I'll go over these things more as we get to them. Here's my contact information, my email, where you can get in touch with me, especially while I'm gone this week to Haiti. Then this is my home number, my cell number. And so I'm usually up in the Curly conference room when I'm there, and I tend to be there between 12 and 2 after the class, but it's best to email me if you want to meet with me. Academic policies. So for general content technology use, as a student at Faulkner University, there are certain expectations of conduct covered in the student handbook. Here are additional policies for this class. When you enter the classroom, you are entering a scholarly atmosphere. We are gathering to academically examine important materials. It is important that both the instructor and the student respect each other's time and work. In addition, the use of technology in the course of the class may be encouraged in certain situations. For example, using Bible app to find a passage, taking notes on lecture materials. However, distractions like using phones to text, answering phones during class, using computers to surf the internet or chat or tweet or get on Facebook, conversing with fellow students about things unrelated to the class, copying notes from missed classes, passing notes, using your iPad to play games, doing reading of other work for a different class. That all destroys the atmosphere and the interface with the scholarly discussion. Also, packing up to leave or general end of class noise is also disruptive. Please wait until the instructor has dismissed the class so that questions and final comments may be heard by everyone. In addition, make sure to turn off ringtones on phones, notification sounds on iPads, etc., or at least put them on vibrate. Anyone who disrupts class may be asked to leave the room or have a device or other object confiscated for the duration of the class in accordance with the university policy. If there is a valid reason for engaging in any of the above disruptive behavior, please let me know in advance and make the disruption as minimal as possible. I do on occasions have students who are waiting for an emergency call for somebody that's had an emergency or something, and they let me know that may be getting that call. So I don't mind that. If they do, you get up, go out and take the call and come back, all of those things. but we do want to keep the class from being disrupted from all the available technology that we carry around. Me included, I kind of keep mine on silent as well. Contact during discussion, the vigorous investigation and/or discussion of class material is encouraged. Students are invited to disagree with the instructor and/or other students if such is one's true belief or interpretation. Students, however, are discouraged from being disagreeable. Entirely out of place is rudeness, bullying, and ad hominem attacks. That is, attacking people personally instead of dealing with the argument at hand. The instructor will be the final arbiter of whether a student's disagreement crosses over into unwelcome behavior like those listed above. In such cases, the instructor might ask the offending student to reword her or his comments, or in extreme cases, ask the student to leave the classroom. Please treat all students with respect in the appropriate Christian manner. And I fully expect, I don't think I've ever had this problem, but yeah, I do know it has happened. Grading disputes, this just lets you know that if there is a grading dispute, first contact me and, you know, and, you know, we'll look at, you know, what the problem is. And so, but in accordance with the university policy and in order to ensure that each student's work is graded in accordance with standards that apply to the entire class, if you have a question regarding grades, you must meet with me 3 days after the work in question is graded, and no later than. This appeal must be in writing, uh, but a initial request, you may say it to me verbally, but then you have to follow it up with writing within those 3 days. No exception will be made to this policy. If the exam or assignment is rescored, the entire exam or project will be graded again. This means that your score may increase or decrease. Additional appeals in keeping with university policy are also available. Academic honesty. As is reflected in the university's honor code and honor pledge, all members of the Faulkner community are expected to act with integrity and honesty, especially in the classroom. Claiming someone's work, words, or ideas as your own without attribution, intentionally or not, also known as plagiarism, the use of unauthorized material or assistance during exams or quizzes, also known as cheating, are violations of this code. Any student participating in facilitating or assisting in plagiarism or cheating or any other academic honor violation in this course will face academic sanctions. Penalties may range from failure on an assignment, quiz, or exam to failure of the course or other approved sanctions. To be clear, for any assignment in class, you may only use the materials the instructor explicitly designates or as acceptable. The use of any other material, source, website, or person during the completion of an assignment is not authorized and is an academic violation. If a student becomes aware of a violation of the academic honor code, she or he is expected, encouraged and expected to follow the procedures listed in student handbook, which includes informing the instructor of another student's alleged participation in academic dishonesty. Class cancellation. If class is canceled because of bad weather or for some other reason, assume that the following class day will be conducted according to the regular class schedule described in the course calendar. Students should be prepared with the regularly scheduled material when class resumes. If a class is canceled on the day that an exam is scheduled, plan to take the exam on the first day that the class resumes. Technology difficulties and failure of technology happens frequently enough. Because of online assignments, students might run into situations where they are unable to access material or submission interfaces, or the system might fail in the middle of completing assignments. It is ultimately the student's responsibility to ensure that they meet these system and browser requirements necessary to access the University Blackboard system. If a technical issue arises during the submission or completion of an assignment, contact the instructor immediately, preferably through email, noting that what occurred when the issue arose. The instructor will then make a determination regarding what steps need to be taken and what actions is acceptable, retaking a quiz, resubmitting assignment, etc. Because of the lead time on when assignments are due, however, students taking quizzes or submitting assignments at the last available time may face some sort of grade penalty if the situation warrants it. The general advice is this: don't wait until the last minute to submit online assignments in case there is some sort of technical issue. Always good advice. My hours I've already mentioned up above, but if you want to meet with me, it would be best to email me in advance and we can set up a time. Notice on syllabus change policy, this syllabus is a guide for the course and is subject to change with advance notice. Changes to the syllabus will be communicated in class and through email. So if I do make any changes, I do let you know. Class behavior, dress, student regulations, student handbook are the minimum standards. I do ask that you don't bring meals into class. You can bring a drink, small snacks for the lecture period, but no meals. Makes me hungry and I salivate and things like that. But I do understand I was in classes a lot and I always wanted my caffeine. Leaving class and not returning will result in absence for the class time, and please don't do that, but I do on occasion see that. All right, well, that is the syllabus and course requirements. So I hope that was helpful to you. And so please remember that you should email me after you've watched this and say that you've watched it and that you understand the requirements of the course from the syllabus. And that way I will check you off as having attended the first day of class. I look forward to seeing you in class soon, in person. In the meantime, I hope your first week of coursework goes well, and I will, Lord willing, see you soon. Take care.